Hey there, good morning, everybody. You know, your girl likes her theme music. That's right. It gets me up and pumping. Listen, I am so sorry that your girl's a little bit late getting started, but y'all know I went live. I did a Zoom last night. I did a whole webinar. Listen, oh, I need my wand because your girl is back. That's right. I am back. I am back. I did a whole webinar and I did it at night. All right. Can you believe it? I do not know when the last time it was that I went live at night and did a webinar. And I was coherent. All right. Listen, so I was oh, listen, here's my wand, here's my wand, here's my wand. Yes, I'm so excited. I literally, when I finished, I freshened up, put on my night lounge wear, and immediately tried to go to bed. And then I realized it's only 8:30, by that time. So I said it's too early to go to bed. So then I watched my worship service and then did a couple other little things. You know, I am in the holiday decorating mood. So I did a few things. I'm going to have to show y'all my holiday decorations. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and then the good old TikTok, because I'm going to post that stuff today. So finally went to bed about 10 o'clock. So this morning I slept in just a little bit. I normally get up about 6. I didn't get up till 6:30 or maybe even 7. Yes. But I'm going to get used to it, right? I am back. Y'all give me some hearts. Yes, your girl is back. Let me know that you are watching and you are excited. I see you. Thank you, Nikisha Davis, for being on. I want y'all to hang out with me. Y'all got to help me with my YouTube numbers. So please stream from YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. Were you on the webinar last night? Let me know if you were on. I see you guys coming in the room. Let me know if you were on the webinar last night. We had a really good time. It was a great, great session. I always enjoy teaching just in and of itself. But last night, the topic was church PR and crisis management. So it was a really good session. Thank you guys. Y'all know I'm always transparent. I had 48 people that registered before the webinar, but I ended up having 56 that ultimately registered. So yay, super excited about that, because I did it all in one day, which, you know, from a planning perspective, that's probably not what the gurus would tell you to do, but hey, it worked for me, so I did it. Speaking of what the gurus would tell you to do, you all know that I am an entrepreneur, that I do this full time. I'm a church consultant full time. Yay. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I love and to get paid for it. Well, one of the reasons that I was excited about going live last night, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Okay, I was happy and now I'm sad. Nikisha said she lost her brother yesterday. Oh, woman of God, I am praying for you in the loss of your brother. I know that during times like this, it can be extremely difficult to feel God in this moment. But I just want to encourage you to let you know that He is there. If you just, definitely go through the grief process, but lean on Him and you'll begin to feel His presence. Leroy Bailey, my brother, I'm so glad to see you. And I see you've got me a new nephew. I am so happy for you. I got to send him a little something. But I was, cheering for myself. Donald Lawrence wrote a song, you got to encourage yourself. And that's kind of the season that I'm in. I am so excited that I am kind of back doing what I was doing before even the pandemic. During the pandemic, of course, I was taking care of my parents, really my dad who was ill. And then, of course, my mother ended up transitioning as well. as I like to say, from a broken heart. And then I started school. So your girl has been, on a journey, a great journey, definitely not necessarily a journey that I signed up for, but God knows what we need when we need it. So y'all look, I'm trying to get better at showing my comments over here on YouTube and Facebook. So but I enjoyed going live. I enjoy teaching as a consultant. I love coming to your churches and teaching my workshops, my radical hospitality workshop. You see that the book there is called Wow, Your Guest. I've got some new teachings that I'm doing or introducing for 2025. In fact, I got a couple pastors waiting on me to send my list of what I'm teaching for 2025. But I was saying all that to share that that I'm an entrepreneur. And so one of the ways that I meet people like you is to go live, is by showing up as myself. What you see is what you get. When you meet me in person, you're going to get this same bubbly personality. You're going to get all this jewelry. That I don't have all my jewelry on this morning because, again, your girl's moving a little slow. But you're going to get all of this, right? And so I always appreciate the opportunities to come in and share. So I, as an entrepreneur, though, I do what a lot of you that have followed me know I term schedule your wealth. Y'all type that in the comments. Schedule your wealth. I am not the type of person that can just afford to, willy-nilly run a business. I have to have a plan. And so my plan is under the guise of scheduling your wealth. Give me some hearts if that resonates with you. And in scheduling my wealth, the premise is that what I do now is what pays me in January, in February, in March. It just really kind of depends. But I take the time to sit down and plot all of that out. Is that something that you all would be interested in being a part of how I schedule my wealth? And you too can schedule yours. Let me know. Give me some hearts or just type yes if that is something. Y'all see, I still go back to my Periscope days when I say give me some hearts. But you can give hearts, of course, on Instagram. But one of the things I've learned, even as someone that is focused and pretty organized, I give myself a B plus for being organized. I still need accountability. Yes, type the word accountability. I still need accountability. And so I hold myself accountable for all of my dreams and goals and visions. Y'all, I'm going to show you, like I do stuff like this. August will be the first of many 10K months. I make signs like this and I put them in my office so that I can hold myself accountable for what my goals are that I want to achieve, what my money goals are for what I want to achieve. And so based on that sign from August, that's how I was able to achieve my $10,000 month for the month of November. So it takes time. Y'all can follow all these people on social media that tell you they're making, $5,000 and $10,000 a month like that. That is just not my story. I'm not knocking it if that's theirs, but it's probably not true. Okay. So I have worked with a many coach, and I have worked with the best of the best. I've paid a coach $15,000. I've paid a coach, $5,000, and it doesn't matter who your coach is if you do not hold yourself accountable. All right. And that has been really one of the keys to my success. And so I love that you guys say that you are interested in my scheduling your wealth session. Now, I am thinking about doing one in person, my birthday weekend, which is in January. That, of course, would be probably small. but you would be able to stream if you're not going to be present. But for the month of December, I think it's going to be Friday night, December 13th, and Thursday night, December 12th, and Friday night, December 13th. Now, let me just explain why it's 2 days. Anyone that's ever worked with me, attended my events, you know that I'm the type of coach that I give you a whole experience. I just don't teach theory, but I demonstrate application. All right. I actually teach you how you can create multiple income streams. Are you interested in multiple income streams? Yeah, the Bible talks about generating 7 yet 8. Y'all put that in the comments, 7 or 8. That's right, 7 or 8. At any given time, I am managing up to 9 income streams. Again, not all the time, but at any given time. In fact, I shared with you guys yesterday that I had to go to the police station to get my background report ran because I am renewing my notary. My notary is one of my income streams. Do I make a lot of money from it? Absolutely not. But it is an added on service that I am able to offer my clients. And so I'll teach those strategies as a part of my in-person experience, my Schedule Your Wealth for January. So just let me go ahead and tell you my birthday is January 10th, and that is a Friday. So just hold that date, Friday, January 10th, Saturday, January 11th, and I will be sharing information on how you can apply. I think the in-person, I'm only going to do about a dozen people because we are going to be together in person in a private home. It's going to be really, really good, right? But again, for those of you that can't attend, you'll be able to stream. But back to December, I'm going to do just kind of a, getting myself ready for what my dreams and goals are for 2025. I'm going to be setting financial goals. I'm going to be setting health goals. I'm going to be setting relationship goals. Yeah, I said it. Your girl's ready to date. Oh my goodness gracious. Everything I do, I am strategic about it. So yes, will have a plan as to how I want to date. Now, I dated in 2024, this year. I'm gonna have to, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. If I told y'all the story about this guy that I went out with, he didn't make a reservation for our dinner, so I left. Okay, I know it. I know it sounds crazy. I shouldn't say I left, but I didn't meet him because he didn't make a reservation. And one of the things I believe that when you date a lady, and we talked for probably 2 or 3 weeks where he just kept begging me, to make room in my schedule to, go out on a date. And so he talked about how regal of a lady I am and graceful and, a woman of a certain type, all the good stuff. And then I asked him, where were we meeting? Actually, we were doing like a late lunch. Where did he make a reservation? And he said he didn't make one. What did he say that for? So I didn't call anyone to talk me through it. I just decided on my own, he's not ready for a woman like me. All right. So I didn't meet him. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So, but 2025, I am going to put a plan in place as to kind of my goals for, who I want to date and all of that stuff. Leroy's laughing at me. Talking about my dating. Absolutely. So funny, so funny, so funny. But so in order to be ready for my Schedule Your Wealth in person and I should say hybrid experience in January, I am going to put together a for lack of a better term, kind of victory to vision, right? Or vision to victory, sorry. Vision to victory experience. And that is going to be on Thursday, December 12th and then Friday, December 13th. That's right. So I will put a link out via email. Make sure you're on my email list and you can register. It will be paid. We're going to have a great time. I am also, I don't have it near me, but I am putting together, I've actually started on it, so I will have it finished, an actual planning journal that you will be able to use as your guide through the Vision to Victory session. And so that's why I'm charging, because of course I have to cover the cost for that journal. All right. So it will be a digital journal that you'll be able to print out and put in a notebook. One thing about me, your girl is always printing out stuff and putting them in notebooks. And so you all know I always say two things. Don't let the start stop you. So I want to encourage you to get started. And then the other thing is, what gets measured is what gets done. And so that's why I printed out, excuse me, and put it in a notebook. So thank you, Kim. Make sure you are on my email list. All you have to do is go to thewearagency.com, scroll to the bottom. There's a box that says enter your name and email, and you will get information and emails from me. You'll get event invites as well. So check that out. All right. So, Lord, I've been babbling. But I wanted to share that with you. All right, so let's get started talking about, of course, Let's Talk Church, evaluating and refreshing church systems. As an entrepreneur, one of the things, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this to you. One of the ways that you become an expert is to stay focused on an area that you own. And for me, that is church. I can do corporate stuff, I could do government stuff, but I am assigned to the faith-based space. I've had people tell me throughout the years, oh, you should go do corporate, you make more money. Well, thank God I can tell them that I've made good money staying focused on faith-based. So I want to encourage, that just came in my spirit. I want to encourage someone that's saying, I'm not sure about 2025 because either I'm not really seeing people do what I do, or people don't really support it. It just means you're on the front line, baby. That's all it means. It means you're a forerunner. It means that you are going to, break through that wall. Yes, and introduce that this is a viable space. All right. So I don't want you to not connect because you're not sure what you're going to be doing for 2025. Okay, so now back to Let's Talk Church. So we're going to talk about today evaluating and refreshing church systems as we prepare for 2025 as ministry leaders. It is important that we do some work so that we can make sure that 2025 is going to start off as an amazing year. It is important that the people we lead see us putting the time, the effort, and the energy to operate in excellence as it relates to ministry, that they see us operate efficiently as it relates to ministry, and then that they see that we are good stewards of the resources, the financial resources that they give, their skill resources that they give, their connection resources that they give. It matters. All right. So let's jump right into it. I want you to assess your visitor follow-up system. Now, you all know that I'm big on hospitality. All of the people that visited your church, if you've never reached out to them, this is the one time I want you to make sure that you reach out to them. Maybe you reached out to them, that after that Sunday when they came. But if you haven't reached out to them since, it's really important that you reach out to them now. I want you to think about the system that you have as it relates to your visitor follow-up system. Now, you all know, let me see if I can show it to you, those that are watching me on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as, let's see here, on YouTube. I have a visitor follow-up system, and maybe I can't get to it. I was hoping I could, but you can go to, there we go. I put it on the screen. You can go to thewearagency.com and /store, and you will see my visitor follow-up system. It's an email system that you can import and use in your email system and send out to your visitors. But here's what I want you to assess. Review how quickly and effectively that your church connects with first-time visitors. Do you just connect with them after the one time they come, or do you continuously put them on an email list? One of the reasons why I was late starting today is because the people that joined my webinar last night, they registered through Zoom. So I wanted to import them into my email list and send them a thank you for attending my workshop, as well as inviting them to join me for Let's Talk Church. So see, I'm going to teach you those strategies as a part of our vision to victory session that we've got coming up next week. But it's the same theory even in church. Analyze your metrics, such as your follow-up rates, visitor retention. Why aren't people coming back? Is it because there aren't enough touches? I teach in my book. Again, if you don't have my book, Wow Your Guests, make sure that you get that. It's available as well on my in my store. But I teach ways that you can make sure 7 touches that you can give your visitors so that they know that you were expecting them and that you thank them for their visits. Are you using text messages as one of your forms of connection? That's a really, really good way. Are you using visitor connect cards? Are you asking them to fill out information from having them scan a QR code? Are people actually doing it? Just because you put a QR code up on the screen doesn't mean people are going to do it. Sometimes people don't really understand what the QR code process is. So think about that as well. All right, the second thing you're going to assess is your hospitality practices. Here's what I want you to do is audit your Sunday morning experiences. The table where people are greeted. Is the tablecloth free of wrinkles? Is it free of clutter? Is it decorated for the holidays? Y'all see my little tree, my little decor, right? Do you have, a trash can nearby? So if you're giving out candy or whatever, there's a place for people to place their wrappers. Assess what your greeters are saying when they greet people. You as the ministry leader or as the pastor, just stand in the corner and observe. You'll be greeting people as well, but I want you to listen and kind of watch. How's your team dressed? Are there, if they're wearing polos, are they wrinkle free? What's their, hair look like? What's their presentation? That's where I'm going with that. The welcome gifts, how are they positioned on the table? Are they wrapped? Do you have ribbon? Are you giving pins that are branded? Assess all of that. If you're giving out gifts that aren't branded, 2025 may be the year that you step it up so that you can give items that are branded. All right. Number 3, I want you to assess your digital presence. Now, this requires the wand. I want y'all to go through your websites. That's right. Go through your website. First off, look at the bottom. When was it last updated? Does it still say 2021? Yeah, you need to get it updated so that it says 2025. And then you need to make sure that within one click, that visitors can get your address to your location. All right. Within one click. All right. Do you have a welcoming video? Do you have a page on your website that says, plan your visit or what to expect when you visit, something like that, so that visitors know that you're expecting them. That's what I talk about in my book. You need to go from, as I host people here at my house, I have, bedrooms for them, but I let them know I was expecting them. Having a bedroom with a bed and linens is what they expect, right? But when they get here and they have a whole welcome basket and they have a candle and they have bottles of water, they have travel size toiletries in a basket in their bathroom, that tells them, wow, she was truly expecting us. She's inviting us. She's letting us know that we are truly welcome to be here in her home. All right. So that's what I mean. And again, I talk about that in my book. All right. Let's keep going. What number am I on, y'all? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Talking about assessing your digital presence. Kim is saying truth. Yes, she's been here at my house. Good. Nakisha says she loves my private sessions. They are fabulous. I appreciate you. I want you to assess your social media accounts. Make sure, as I shared last night on the webinar, that your featured accounts that have the church, avatar. Is it the logo of the church that is the picture that you're using on social media? Or is it your latest campaign? Switch it up. It doesn't have to just be the church logo, but make sure you filled out the profile. You've updated it with your correct service times. It's got your website. It's got links. Now, I think Instagram allows you to do multiple links. I just updated mine, in fact, a couple days ago. But do an assessment so that you can check out what's going on with your accounts. All right. Number 4, strengthen your leadership and volunteer teams. I want you to do an assessment. Is it time for a leadership session? Do you need to remind people of what's expected? I am blessed to have a housekeeper that comes and helps me here in my home, and she knows what I expect when she's doing, my guest bedrooms. If she'll ask me, do you have anybody coming? I'll say, yeah. So she knows, make sure the basket is out. Make sure, there's water, all those things that I buy so that I make sure that it's warm and fuzzy. Right now, I'm going to go shopping because I want a hot chocolate station in my kitchen. I've got guests coming over, and so I want to make that one of the pleasantries that I offer. I'm not an alcohol girl, so I don't have a bar cart, with bottles of liquor, but my bar cart will have, or I have a station, but yours may be a bar cart that you put hot chocolate. I love those chocolate spoons, and they've got marshmallows and other treats that you can just dip in the hot chocolate so it melts in the hot chocolate, as you stir it. Y'all know that, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I love hospitality. I really do. And it's not just something that I say, but it is actually something that I do. So with your leadership and volunteer teams, make sure they're being effective. Just because somebody has been the leader for 3 years doesn't mean it's not time to change out. As a matter of fact, send out a notice and ask them, what level of involvement are you going to have with the ministry next year? Do that now, right? So that you know what you're going to be working with. Ask them, send out a survey. What type of training would you desire for 2025? Make sure you've got some sort of volunteer appreciation event scheduled before the end of the year. And if you haven't, then I want to encourage you to do it. It could be something, right after service where you invite all the volunteers into a meeting, have some donuts, hot chocolate, coffee, and then give them just a little, mug, a cup, something to tell them thank you for their service. Revisit job descriptions or role descriptions. Remind them in your leadership sessions, do a developmental piece, but then remind them, here's what we expect of our ushers, of our greeters. I was working with the church and I helped them, take their visitor experience from what's expected to an experience. That's one of the trainings I do. And I teach that the greeter should be on the outside of the door. They shouldn't, a guest at no time should have to touch a doorknob. Well, they were like, oh, it's kind of cold. Put on a coat, right? It's for 10, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, right? But when you have high traffic, you need to have the door open for your guests. Again, that goes from letting them know that you expect them to creating an experience for them. Then introduce new systems to communicate. I was watching a video on Instagram, and it was staged, y'all, but it was cute. And this pastor was kind of showing, a day in my life or whatever. And y'all, I got so tickled. They brought that person like a clipboard. And I was so tickled. And I said, Lord, I hope in 2025 they switch to a worship planning software so they can show them iPad, right? We've got to embrace technology in church, y'all. It is not going to kill us, right? Embrace technology. All right. So introduce things like that. And if you've got leaders that don't want to embrace it, then it may be time to switch them out. All right. Because you don't want to allow someone's lack or uncomfortability with technology to stunt your growth. Number 5, streamline your administrative processes. Do an assessment. How are your administrative processes? One of the things that I find most often that administrative offices don't want to let go of paper, like I just kind of said, and they've got long processes. Listen, when somebody joins your church, the assimilation process, you need their name, you need their number, you need their email. If they have children, you can ask for their name and ages. That's about it. You don't need to know where they work. You don't need to give them a spiritual gifts assessment. You don't need all of that when they first join. That's something that you do as you take them through the knowing you, liking you, and trusting you process, right? So, and that process is done through new members' classes. And your classes, do you need to streamline those? Do you have too many? Do you not have enough? You got to kind of decide. Oh, and I did this for a church. I helped them build an online portal for their e-church, as well as members that weren't able to make it on Sunday mornings before church to go through their new members' classes. So, if you're interested in that, make sure you hit me up. Would love to do that. My team and I, we write the flow, we record all the videos, we bring the equipment, we write scripts, all of that. And then, of course, we build out the portal. The system has a way to track who all went through. It even issues a certificate at the end, all of that, right? So good stuff. So if you are interested in that, let me know. And then, of course, from an administrative standpoint, your 2025 calendar, you really should be sharing that about right now. So if you're not put together your 2025 calendar, start that process. All right. Again, when we get together for my Vision to Victory event, that's one of the things that I'm going to be putting together for me and my business is my 2025 calendar. I got it up here, right? But I got to get it out on paper, on my digital planner, so that I've got a guide. Not having a guide or a blueprint. Think about this. Would you want somebody to build a house and they don't show you a blueprint? Well, that's how leaders and members feel in church when they come and you're not able to give them the blueprint for where this church is going. That's what the calendar is about. That's what sharing mission is about. That's what sharing vision is about. It's giving them the blueprint, and then it deputizes them to become part of the team to build. All right. So think about that. So there we go. Those are my 5 things that I want you to assess so that you can begin planning for 2025 and just plan on knocking it out of the park. I don't know about you, but I am looking for my first 7-figure year. Amen. I am putting it out there. I saw on social media, somebody said, you can't speak. I wish I had written it down, but it was so crazy. That's why I didn't even take a screenshot of it. But they said you can't speak. What did they say? You can't speak success into existence or something like that. Well, they obviously aren't a believer, because I believe the word of God, and the word of God teaches us that you shall have whatsoever you say. And I will continue to say what I see until I see what I say. Did you catch that? I will continue to say what I see here, until I see what I say, until it is manifested. So I am working on my plan so that I can manifest my first seven figure year next year. And part of that is having a plan that challenges me to increase my faith, to increase my work ethic, to uh, um, let me see, throw fear out the window. And it requires me to focus. I was taught, I hope I can remember this. Focus is an acronym. The F means first things first. The O means other things second. I always get stuck on the C. The C means, I'll just say, um, oh, cut out the fat. Yes. And then the U is focus on you. Of course, I know it's spelled Y-O-U, but focus on you. And then the S is to stay. I'm really just botching this total thing up. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna give it to you what it really means, so that I can share it. I may have it here. Let me see. I hope this doesn't mess up my little video. I better not do that, because I don't want to mess up those watching on Facebook or YouTube. But anyway, listen, guys, I'm so excited for where we're going as we're wrapping up 2024, and as to where we're going for 2025. So thank you for hanging out with me. I am again headed to the courthouse so that I can file my notary to get it renewed and or updated, I should say, really reinstated. But anyway, that's what I got going on. And then I'm going to be back on talking to my entrepreneurs. So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to be sharing about my Vision to Victory event, so that you can get registered. So I'll have the link. But again, make sure you go to thewearagency.com, scroll to the bottom, and you're going to see where you can give me your name and email address, so that you make sure you're on my email list, and you'll get the invite so that you can take part in my vision experience that I'm going to have in December, and then register for my January in-person Schedule Your Wealth. I'm telling you, 7-figure years don't just happen, right? But I am going to be putting that blueprint together. And if that's something that you're wanting to do, then I want you to put your little Christmas money aside, because we're coming to Atlanta. Again, just probably about a dozen of us in person. The rest will be online. And we are going to kick off the year with a bang. All right. God bless you. Any questions? I should have said, yep. I see you, Pastor Leroy. He says he agrees. That's right. I know you are a man that's going to have a 7-figure year. You're like me. You're a planner, you're a dreamer, and you are a doer. God bless you. Listen, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right. Any questions? Good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I, of course, will be back on with you guys, as I shared, talking about my upcoming events a little bit later today. I'll send out a notice. So that's another reason to make sure you're on my